Am I the asshole for confirming my parents' rumor because I didn't help my friend? I mean, I'm pretty sure. No, this title does not help us having an idea of something positive nor negative for now. So we'll wait and we'll check before we render anything that looks even similar to a POV on the thing. Okay. Hello, Reddit. I need help. As this has bugging me. Okay, for context. I grew up with an abusive parent who kicked me out as soon as I turned 18, and they continue to go through life telling their friend lies about me being an horrible person. Probably, I don't like, ugh. Little game, you say. Ooh, yes. I'll check. Now I, 20 female, had a lifelong friend, 21 female. We'll call her B. We grew up together as we grew into adult, and we went on our lives. B and I parted ways, but still keep in contact. I got myself a job, got married. I am living my life. On the other hand, is couch hopping, struggling financially, and she refused to get a job. When I've had the extra fund, she asked me for money for food, in which I sent her some so she could eat. This has been happening every week where she'll need money for food again. She's 20 and the other one is 21. Okay. My husband and I both have her on Snapchat. Okay. A couple of days ago, she asked me again for money for food. I didn't really have the extra funds, but I came up with something by pulling out my saving to send her. I already thought it was a little weird because I had just given her money a couple of days prior. She was asking for a specific amount, telling me she needed at least $25. I didn't want to question her, so I just sent it. Honestly, already there, I would probably have set up some rules before I started giving to that beggar. But like, pretty fair to do not help her if you can't at a certain moment. Well, a few hours later, my husband and I are chilling on the couch and he's scrolling through his friend's stories on Snapchat and sees B. He says he's happy, she's doing better for herself now, and I ask what he meant. He tells me to go look at her story, but I don't see anything. On my hand, she hasn't posted on her story since early that morning. Husband showed me her story, which is a private story that I'm not a part of. Okay. And she's at the club, partying with other people. She posted a picture of a huge dinner meal on top of a lot of alcoholic drink. I saw she tagged the location of the club and she was at, and I looked up on Google. Turns out $25 she needed for food was actually the bouncer's fee to get in. At that point, like, you don't help that anymore. Hey Joey, how's it going? Wonderful. You don't help that anymore. Like, first off, even there, at a certain point you need to stop. But like, what I can see here goes so wrong. It's like, okay, I live close to Montreal, and we do have some beggars in Montreal. And like, if someone is asking for food and I have food in my hand, like I bought like a pack of bagels, I'll be like, here's 2 bagels if you want them. And if he tells me no to bagels or to whatever I had to eat at the moment that I would have taken for myself, you know, like, shit, let's just, like, good food. And he tells me no for food, I'm not making a hard trip to try to give them money instead, you know? So I get that not everyone got to love bagels. I felt hurt and betrayed that she would lie to me about that, especially since I pulled out of my saving to help her get food. But I didn't confront her about it because I'm not good with confrontation. I get my anxiety up and I can't deal with it. Okay. Next week comes around and she's asking for money again. I told her no and lied to her saying I couldn't afford to and left it at that. Well, a few minutes later, I get a book from her. Okay, like, or PV. From her, telling me how my parents were right, how I'm selfish and a greedy person for leaving her die of hunger. And now I'm not a real friend. Honestly, it's a thing though. Friendship goes both ways. if you're not bringing anything anymore to your friend and you're just begging for money on a pretty much like repetitive cycle, you will lose them. Eventually they'll be like, I'm done being leeched. I'm getting rid of you. But at that point, I would have been way more upfront with that. Why was there no live alert today? I don't know. There's supposed to be one. You mean on Discord? Yeah. And my quick answer is that I don't know. I don't know. My butt just said no. This happens. This happens. So now she's trying to guilt trip her. My parents were right, and I should be ashamed for being such a disgusting person. Okay. After that, all her friends started harassing me, saying how horrible I am for not helping my best friend, and how again. Okay. What? What? Fuck all of them, and my husband agrees. I was in the right and told me not to give her the time of day if she wants to act entitled. Yeah, no, exactly. But she's my lifetime best friend, and I'm starting to regret not just giving her the money. No. Jeez, honestly. There's a limit to being a freaking rug. And basically what's happening here, her friend just basically slapped her foot on her, walked on her, asked for other people to make sure to gather as much mud as possible, and walk on her again. Then like OP is like, yeah, but I still feel like shit. Yeah, that's so dumb. Who the fudge still feel like shit after supporting someone for nothing in exchange out of friendship? Saving that kind of thing and still feel like shit because you're not providing them with something that they need to eat. Like but you will be the asshole if you gave her any more money. Well, honestly, if she started giving her more money, that basically means that she is now, what's the word? She is now, when someone is literally helping you having your bad habits or your bad ways of acting. There's a good word for that. So, the story gets worse. The second she does not have money, she becomes entitled. Imagine if it was not a lie. Honestly, sorry, I gotta fix something. That's it. So, honestly, I think the fact that she lies makes it worse to some point. Instead of saying like, I don't have the money for it, it might be true, but like, instead of going for the real reason, like I sent you $25 last week and you used it to go into that bar with a $25 entry fee. Like, instead of going for like straight the truth and be like, I'm not feeling at ease giving my savings to someone that spends them like this, she avoids the fact of like putting herself into her own shit. When you tell someone you don't have the money and they still want the money from you, you're like, absurd. So I don't know, but B can go and get a job. B can go and get responsibilities. B can go and just like, how the fudge do you reach 21 years old and you did not have a job yet? How do you live well with yourself being a leech up to 21 years old? I freaking quit my house, like the house of my parents, when I was close to 18, for some very personal, like for reason that I was not feeling well inside this place anymore, and it did not fit with a lot of my value and with my time overall. But then like, how can you reach 3 years further than that, not working and couch jumping like until 21? How much little are you to become everybody else's problem? I don't know. I have a very hard time with that. Like, for a short period of time, I get that this can happen. for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years, makes no